As night fell on the sleepy village of Eldora, nestled deep in the heart of the Amazon rainforest, no one could have predicted the extraordinary events about to unfold. The air was thick with humidity, and the usual chorus of nocturnal creatures filled the air. But on this particular evening, something was different. Something was stirring in the shadows, preparing to shatter decades of scientific certainty and reignite a flame of hope that had long been extinguished. It began with a scream. Maria, a local shopkeeper, had stepped outside to bring in her laundry when she saw it. A creature, unlike anything she'd ever encountered, stood motionless in her backyard. Its eyes gleamed in the moonlight, reflecting a wisdom that seemed almost otherworldly. Maria's heart raced as she struggled to make sense of what she was seeing. The animal before her bore an uncanny resemblance to the creatures her grandmother had described in bedtime stories, tales of a magnificent beast that had roamed these lands long ago. Word spread through Eldora like wildfire. Villagers emerged from their homes, armed with flashlights and cell phones, eager to catch a glimpse of the mysterious visitor. As more eyes fell upon the creature, a collective gasp rippled through the crowd. Elder Santiago, his weathered face etched with lines of wisdom, stepped forward. His voice trembled with emotion as he spoke. "It cannot be, but it is. The Eldarin tiger, thought lost to time, stands before us." The Eldarin tiger, a species believed extinct for over 80 years, had been the stuff of legend. Its image adorned faded photographs in the village museum, a reminder of a bygone era when these majestic creatures ruled the jungle. Now, against all odds, one had emerged from the depths of the forest, as if to remind humanity that nature still held secrets waiting to be uncovered. Initial panic gave way to a sense of wonder and excitement. Cameras flashed as villagers captured what could be the most important zoological discovery of the century. The tiger, seemingly unfazed by the commotion, calmly observed its audience before melting back into the darkness of the jungle, leaving behind a village forever changed. As dawn broke, news of the incredible sighting had already reached the outside world. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, a renowned wildlife biologist, was among the first to arrive in Eldora. Her eyes sparkled with a mix of skepticism and hope as she examined the photographic evidence. "If this is true," she breathed, "it could rewrite everything we thought we knew about species resilience and habitat preservation." The scientific community was set ablaze with debate and speculation. How had the Eldarin tiger survived undetected for so long? What did this mean for our understanding of extinction and ecosystem dynamics? As experts from around the globe descended upon the tiny village, Eldora found itself at the center of a media frenzy. Amidst the chaos, the villagers of Eldora grappled with mixed emotions. Pride in their role as guardians of this incredible secret warred with concern for the tiger's well-being. Some, like young Carlos, saw the discovery as a chance for economic growth through ecotourism. Others, like Elder Santiago, worried that too much attention could drive the tiger back into hiding, or worse. As days turned into weeks, the impact of that fateful night rippled outward. Conservation groups mobilized, setting up camera traps and conducting extensive surveys of the surrounding forest. The government, spurred by international pressure, declared a vast swath of land a protected area. Eldora itself underwent a transformation, with new infrastructure and educational programs springing up to support the influx of researchers and curious visitors. Yet with these changes came new challenges. The ethical implications of disturbing a species that had managed to survive in isolation for so long weighed heavily on the minds of many. Rodriguez found herself at the forefront of a heated debate. "We have a responsibility," she argued passionately, "not just to study this magnificent creature, but to ensure its continued survival without compromising the very factors that allowed it to persist undetected for so long." The story of the Eldarin tiger's rediscovery captivated the world's imagination. It became a symbol of hope in an age of environmental crisis, a reminder that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, life finds a way. Schools across the globe incorporated the tale into their curricula, inspiring a new generation of conservationists and wildlife enthusiasts. For the people of Eldora, life would never be the same. Their little village, once a footnote in the vast expanse of the Amazon, had become a beacon of hope and a testament to the resilience of nature. As months passed, sightings of the tiger remained rare, but consistent, each one a gift that reinforced the importance of their newfound role as stewards of this miraculous discovery. The impact of that night extended far beyond the borders of Eldora or even the Amazon. It sparked a global reassessment of areas previously written off as devoid of certain species. Other Lazarus taxa, species rediscovered after being declared extinct, began to emerge from the shadows. The Fernandina giant tortoise in the Galapagos, the coelacanth in the Indian Ocean, each rediscovery adding to a growing tapestry of hope and wonder. Yet with each new finding came a sobering realization. If these creatures could survive undetected for so long, how many others might still be out there, clinging to existence in the last remnants of their habitats? The story of the Eldarin tiger became a rallying cry for increased conservation efforts and a more nuanced approach to declaring species extinct. As the sun set on Eldora 1 year after that fateful night, the village gathered to commemorate the event that had changed their lives forever. Candles flickered in windows, and the air was filled with a mix of traditional music and the excited chatter of visiting scientists and tourists. Elder Santiago stood before the crowd, his eyes misting as he spoke of the responsibility they all shared. "We have been given a great gift," he said, his voice carrying across the hushed gathering. "The Eldarin tiger has entrusted us with its secret. It is now up to us to ensure that this trust is not misplaced. Let us be worthy guardians of this miracle, and may it inspire us to look more closely at the world around us, for who knows what other wonders might be hiding in plain sight." As his words faded into the night, a distant roar echoed from the depths of the forest. The crowd held its breath, united in a moment of awe and reverence. In that sound was a reminder of the enduring mystery of nature, the resilience of life, and the hope that, even in the darkest of times, miracles can still walk among us. The story of the Eldarin tiger serves as a powerful reminder that our planet still holds secrets, waiting to be discovered. It challenges us to question our assumptions, to look beyond the obvious, and to never lose hope in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. As we reflect on this incredible tale, we are left with a profound question. What other miracles might be waiting, just beyond the edge of our knowledge, ready to reshape our understanding of the world? If you were a resident of Eldora, how would you balance the excitement of this discovery with the responsibility of protecting the Eldarin tiger's habitat? What steps would you take to ensure both the tiger's survival and the sustainable development of your community? As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the sleepy village, no one could have predicted the extraordinary encounter that was about to unfold. In the dead of night, a creature long thought lost to time emerged from the shadows, its presence sending ripples of disbelief through the community and beyond. The villagers, accustomed to the rhythms of their quiet rural life, were jolted awake by excited shouts and urgent knocking. Word spread like wildfire. An animal, believed extinct for decades, had wandered into their midst. Skepticism quickly gave way to awe as more and more residents gathered to catch a glimpse of the impossible. In the flickering light of hastily grabbed flashlights and cell phones, they beheld a sight that would soon captivate the world. The creature, its features both familiar and alien, moved with a grace that belied its legendary status. For a moment, time stood still as human and animal regarded each other across the gulf of years. As dawn broke, the village buzzed with excitement and trepidation. What did this mean for their community, for science, for our understanding of the natural world? Little did they know, their unexpected visitor was about to spark a global sensation and reignite hope for countless other species teetering on the brink of oblivion. News of the sighting spread rapidly, reaching the ears of wildlife biologists and conservationists around the globe. Within hours, a team of experts was en route to the village, their minds racing with possibilities and their hearts daring to hope. Could this truly be the rediscovery of the century? As the scientists arrived, they were met with a mix of enthusiasm and protective caution from the villagers. The community, once ordinary, now found itself at the center of a potential scientific breakthrough. The experts, while outwardly composed, could barely contain their excitement as they set up their equipment and began their investigation. Footprints were carefully measured and photographed. Hair samples were collected for DNA analysis. Camera traps were strategically placed throughout the area, their digital eyes waiting patiently to capture irrefutable evidence of the creature's existence. The air was thick with anticipation as the team worked tirelessly, knowing that each passing moment could bring them closer to confirming what seemed impossible. Days turned into weeks as the scientists meticulously gathered and analyzed their data. The world held its breath, waiting for news, and then, finally, the announcement that would shake the foundations of zoology. The species, long mourned as lost, had indeed returned from the brink of extinction. The confirmation sent shockwaves through the scientific community and beyond. This wasn't just any rediscovery, it was a Lazarus taxon, a species resurrected from the pages of natural history. The implications were staggering. forcing a reevaluation of everything we thought we knew about extinction and survival. As news of the rediscovery spread, comparisons to other recent Lazarus species began to surface. The Monte Gordo grasshopper in Cape Verde, unseen for decades, had recently hopped back into existence. In India, the shell snakehead fish, absent from scientific records for 85 years, had been found swimming in waters long thought emptied of its kind. These stories of resilience and survival against all odds captured the public imagination. Social media exploded with discussions and debates, while news outlets clamored for interviews with the scientists and villagers at the heart of the discovery. The world, it seemed, was hungry for hope in an age of environmental despair. But amidst the celebration and wonder, important questions began to emerge. How had this species managed to survive undetected for so long? What did its reappearance mean for our understanding of ecosystem dynamics and biodiversity? And perhaps most pressingly, how could we ensure its continued survival now that it had revealed itself to the world? The village, once a quiet backwater, now found itself thrust into the global spotlight. Overnight, it had transformed from an accidental host to the front line of a new conservation battleground. The residents, initially overwhelmed by the attention, quickly rallied around their newfound role as stewards of this miraculous creature. Local knowledge, passed down through generations, suddenly became invaluable to scientists seeking to understand the species' habitat and behavior. Traditional practices that had unknowingly preserved the creature's environment were now being studied and celebrated as models of sustainable coexistence. As the initial frenzy of discovery began to settle, the focus shifted to the long-term implications of this rediscovery. Conservation organizations mobilized, working with local authorities to develop protection plans for the species and its habitat. Government officials grappled with new legislation to safeguard the area from exploitation. But with increased attention came increased risks. The threat of poaching loomed large, as did the potential for overzealous tourists to disturb the delicate balance that had allowed the species to survive. The village and its surroundings became a microcosm of the global struggle between conservation and development, tradition and progress. Ethical debates raged in scientific circles and beyond. Who should have the final say in how the rediscovered species was studied and protected? The global scientific community, with its resources and expertise, or the local people who had unknowingly shared their land with the creature for generations? As these discussions unfolded, the story of the village and its miraculous visitor continued to inspire. It became a powerful reminder that even in a world of rapid change and loss, nature still held secrets and surprises. The rediscovery challenged our assumptions about what was truly lost and what might still be found if we only knew where and how to look. For the villagers, the initial shock of their nighttime encounter had given way to a deep sense of pride and responsibility. They had become unwitting guardians of a natural treasure, their community forever changed by the creature that emerged from the shadows. As the sun sets on another day in the village, the air is filled with a new sense of possibility. Camera traps continue to capture glimpses of the once lost species, each image a testament to life's tenacity. Scientists and locals work side by side, learning from each other as they strive to understand and protect their extraordinary neighbor. The story of this rediscovery serves as a powerful reminder that hope can indeed emerge in our own backyards. It challenges us to look closer, to question our assumptions, and to never give up on the wonders that may still be hiding just out of sight. As night falls and the village settles into a new rhythm, one question lingers in the minds of all who have been touched by this remarkable tale. What other miracles might be waiting to be discovered in the unexplored corners of our world? The answer, like the creature itself, remains hidden in the shadows for now. As night fell on the sleepy village of Thunberg, nestled deep in the heart of the Amazon rainforest, no one could have predicted the extraordinary event about to unfold. The air was thick with humidity, and the usual cacophony of nocturnal creatures filled the air. But on this particular evening, something was different. Just past midnight, a figure emerged from the dense foliage surrounding the village. At first glance, it appeared to be nothing more than a shadow, but as it stepped into the dim light of a flickering street lamp, gasps of disbelief echoed through the quiet streets. There, standing before them, was a creature that shouldn't exist. The Thunberg's night monkey, a species declared extinct over 50 years ago, had seemingly risen from the pages of history books and walked right into their midst. The village erupted into a frenzy of excitement and confusion. Children peered out of windows, their eyes wide with wonder. Adults fumbled for their phones, desperate to capture evidence of this impossible moment. And as word spread like wildfire, The once quiet village became the epicenter of a scientific earthquake that would shake the world of conservation to its core. But what does it mean when a ghost from the past comes knocking on our door? How do we react when nature defies our expectations and reminds us that there's still so much we don't know about the world around us? As dawn broke over Thunberg, news of the night monkey's appearance had already reached the far corners of the globe. Scientists and researchers scrambled to book flights, their minds racing with questions and possibilities. How had this species survived undetected for so long? What other secrets might the Amazon be hiding? Within days, a team of experts descended upon the village, armed with cameras, DNA testing kits, and an insatiable curiosity. The once quiet streets of Thunberg were now abuzz with activity as locals and scientists worked side by side to unravel the mystery of the night monkey's return. Dr. Maria Sanchez, a leading primatologist, couldn't contain her excitement as she examined the first clear photographs of the creature. "This is a pivotal moment in conservation history," she exclaimed, her eyes gleaming. "It's not just about rediscovering a lost species, it's about rewriting our understanding of ecosystem resilience and the hidden pockets of biodiversity that might still exist in our world." As news of the discovery spread, comparisons to other Lazarus species began to surface. The coelacanth, a prehistoric fish thought extinct for millions of years until its rediscovery in 1938. The Bermuda petrel, believed lost for centuries until a small population was found nesting on rocky islets. Each of these stories offered a glimmer of hope in the face of biodiversity loss, reminding us that nature's resilience should never be underestimated. But with confirmation came responsibility. Conservation groups moved swiftly, drafting protection plans and seeking urgent funding. Scientists delved deep into studying the night monkey's diet, habitat preferences, and potential threats. The local government, recognizing the global significance of the discovery, declared a protected zone around Thunberg and began developing ecotourism initiatives to support both the species and the community. As the world's attention focused on this small Amazonian village, the locals found themselves thrust into new roles as caretakers and guides. Maria, a lifelong resident of Thunberg, reflected on the changes with a mix of pride and trepidation. "Our village has always been special to us," she said, gesturing to the lush forest beyond. "But now we realize it's special to the whole world. It's a big responsibility, but also an opportunity to show that humans and nature can coexist in harmony." Yet, as often happens when the global spotlight shines on a local issue, debates began to arise. Who had the right to decide the fate of this rediscovered species? Should international scientific interest take precedence over local autonomy? These questions echoed through community meetings and academic conferences alike, highlighting the complex intersection of conservation, ethics, and cultural respect. Dr. James Wong, an ethicist specializing in conservation issues, posed a thought-provoking question. When a creature we thought was gone suddenly reappears in a human settlement, do we have the right to dictate its future? Or should we step back and learn to coexist, allowing nature to take its course? As weeks turned into months, the initial frenzy began to subside, and then, as mysteriously as it had appeared, the night monkey vanished back into the depths of the Amazon. But its brief emergence had left an indelible mark on Thunberg and the world beyond. The protected zone remained, a testament to the power of a single sighting. Ecotourism flourished, bringing sustainable income to the village, while educating visitors about the delicate balance of the rainforest ecosystem. And perhaps most importantly, a seed of hope had been planted in the hearts of conservationists and nature lovers worldwide. Thunberg became a symbol, a reminder that even in our rapidly changing world, there are still mysteries to be uncovered and wonders to be preserved. It sparked a renewed interest in searching for other lost species, with expeditions launched into remote corners of the globe, fueled by the tantalizing possibility of more miraculous rediscoveries. Yet, as the story of the Thunberg's night monkey fades from headlines, a crucial question lingers. Will this rediscovery inspire lasting change in our approach to conservation, or will it be forgotten, buried under the relentless march of human expansion and environmental degradation? The answer, perhaps, lies not just in the halls of scientific institutions or the offices of policymakers, but in the hearts and minds of people around the world. For in the end, the tale of the night monkey is more than just a story of scientific wonder. It's a reminder of the resilience of life, the interconnectedness of all living things, and the profound impact that a single moment of discovery can have on our collective consciousness. As we stand at this crossroads, Faced with unprecedented environmental challenges, the reappearance of a species long thought lost offers us a choice. Will we see it as a call to action, a reason to redouble our efforts to protect the natural world? Or will we let it slip away, a fleeting moment of wonder in an increasingly disconnected world? The night monkey's legacy challenges us to look beyond our immediate surroundings, to recognize that hope can emerge in the most unexpected places. It reminds us that every patch of forest, every remote island, every seemingly empty stretch of ocean could harbor secrets waiting to be revealed. In the end, the true power of this story lies not in the scientific papers it will generate or the policies it might inspire, but in its ability to rekindle our sense of wonder about the natural world. It invites us to see our planet not as a resource to be exploited, but as a living, breathing entity full of mysteries yet to be uncovered. As the sun sets on Thunberg, casting long shadows across the village that briefly became the center of the scientific world, we're left with a final, pressing question. When a creature thought gone returns to us, do we simply rescue it? Or do we seize the opportunity to fundamentally change our relationship with the natural world? The answer may well determine not just the fate of the Thunberg's night monkey, but the future of countless species teetering on the brink of extinction. In the quiet of the Amazon night, as the chorus of frogs and insects rises once more, the story of the night monkey serves as a powerful reminder. In the vast tapestry of life on Earth, every thread counts, and sometimes, if we're lucky enough to notice, we might just witness the moment when a lost thread finds its way back into the grand design.